Yo, what's going on, guys? Eagle Talks Football. We're back again with another video. I got a guest with me today. Curran is back in the building. It's been like, what is it, 4 months since we last seen you on the channel before you went on vacation? 6 months.
Yeah.
Literally half a year. But yo, people, do me a favor, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and let's get this show started. Yes, people. What's going on, everybody? Especially everybody joining us right now from the 12th Man podcast. Big up Dan Potts. Everybody who's coming over from the 12th Man podcast, please do hit that like button, hit that subscribe button on today's video if you haven't already done so. If you don't know who my colleague is to my left or to my right, I forget which one. I think that's my right. Curran. He is also has his own channel. You still do Ball Over Passion or TF?
Still do holidays. We haven't really done much, but
yeah,
still do Ball Over Passion. Maybe, hopefully, we'll be starting my own channel soon as well. So we'll see how that goes. I'm still sorting out some of the formatting and getting the new Twitter set up and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, big things coming with the summer.
There you go. And today, Fabrizio Romano gave us some big updates about some of the potential transfers for some of these players that we're looking at, especially Benjamin Sesko, and also he gave us a big update on Xavi Simons. So before we go any further, we're going to go straight into the Benjamin Sesko news as we do break out everything else. We got 120 of you guys in the chat right now. Please do hit that like button. We should at least have 60 likes before we finish up this segment of the show. Now, big up to Dan Potts also for the redirect. You are a real one for that. Big up to you. But yeah, let's get this show started, guys. Benjamin Sesko, big up to Dan Potts once again for the raid. But yeah, this is interesting. Once again, Chelsea copying our homework, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see here, Benjamin Sesko is in talks and will decide his future for the next couple of days, right? So Benjamin Sesko taking some more days to decide his future. There is still a contract proposal on the table with RB Leipzig. Meanwhile, Benjamin Sesko said no to 30 million net salary from Saudi. So he's not going to go to Saudi. Manchester United are interested, but they're not at the front of the queue. The two teams that are at the front of the queue are Arsenal and Chelsea, and they have and all have approached since March and April. So I haven't had you on the show to talk about Benjamin Sesko yet. Chelsea seems to be a serious outfit trying to take him from us. What do you think about the whole Benjamin Sesko potential signing? And are you worried about Chelsea potentially taking another player from us in transfer window?
The thing is, that's the way it's going to be framed. If he goes to Chelsea, it'll be, oh, they've stolen him, blah blah blah. Look, it's the ball is completely in our court regarding this guy. The ball is 100% in our court. We have had meetings with the guy. We've done our due diligence. The thing is with this guy is he wants his future decided before the Euros start. And I personally, and this is just my personal opinion, is I think that we are not going to do the striker, which is probably going to be our biggest outlay first. Because when you have, say, you spend the 55 on this guy, 55, 60 million, however much it is, then you go and say, look, that is we've spent our, the marquee centre forward name on this guy. So now you've only spent 60 million, and the clubs can go, well, you got 90 million from the Champions League this year, or you can say about the dealings we've done last year and say, look, you spent this much, you've clearly got money. Why are we going to, take lowball offers? So to me, I think that the big signing comes last, which kind of takes us out of the race for this. I do think he is a very good player. I think that he had a very, very good run of form towards the end of the season. And when you have players like that who clearly are hitting form at the end of the season, it always gives me a bit of wariness, because when you have that level of overperformance where you're doing that much every game for, I think it was like 14 games, he scored 14 in 16 or something like this. It always keeps me thinking, well, is that a sustainable something you can do for a long time? This guy is 20 years old. He's got a very high upside, and he's very physical. He's able to win duels in the air. He's able to turn and face. He's able to link up play quite well, but he's still only 20. And is he going to be the one to, go and get us another 20 goals next year, or however many more goals you want from a centre forward next year? That's the question for me. And I'd be okay with this. I'd definitely be okay with it. But it's not something I would say is the game changer. I still am on the Osimhen side of things. I still think that deal is much easier to do than this deal personally, because of the amount of suitors that are kind of running away from the Osimhen situation right now. Everyone's kind of going,
Osimhen seems priced out of a move, in my opinion, if you ask
exactly.
me.
So
Yeah.
in my opinion, I think that this deal is much harder to complete given the amount of interest and the price tag. That price tag is going to be very, very interesting for a lot of clubs, especially
56
clubs
million, they're saying. Let me check.
something like this. I think it's like 60
56
million
million
euros,
release
65
clause,
million
yeah.
pounds, yeah, something like this, right? So to get a striker for 56 million pounds that you think can affect you from day one is going to be a very, very intriguing.
But look at this. You got David Ornstein from the Athletics saying that he's at the top of Arsenal's shopping list. You
Yeah,
have other
because
ones here.
because the thing is, his release clause and his future is going to be decided very, very soon. Because
Yeah.
his people are pushing
Also,
for
it
it.
was linked that Arsenal wanted the striker signing sorted before this before the preseason.
Where did
So
you see that? Oh, before preseason, yes, not before the
yeah,
Euros.
before the
Before
preseason, not
preseason, yeah.
before the Euros.
Yeah, for
Obviously,
sure.
he wants his future decided quite quickly.
Of
There's a
course.
lot of reports. Obviously, Chelsea are heavily interested in the player, as you see a lot of reports about Chelsea. Fabrizio Romano speaking about it consistently. There's just so
Yep.
much going around about Benjamin Sesko. In my opinion, I think he's a quality player.
He is a
Ability
quality
to shoot,
player,
left
for sure.
foot, right foot, height. If he does end up at Chelsea, I think it's because maybe Arsenal weren't ready to pull the trigger so quickly. Also, it might be another thing where Chelsea just might be able to offer him more minutes, more guarantees, and he might
More
just.
minutes, and plus, don't forget, we've seen how Chelsea have operated in this market. They're willing to pay the added extras. So for the Modric side,
For
they
the
did
agents
the
and all that.
testimonial, the agent fees, all this stuff. They're willing to go above and beyond for players. We are not willing to do that for our players. Either you want to come or you don't want to come. So
I made a graphic just for this. If the player has to choose between Arsenal and Chelsea at this moment in time, I genuinely believe this is the situation. You have two roads. Very simple. You either have the road to Arsenal where it's nice and sunny. You're gonna be eased in. You're not gonna have all the crazy pressure to score 20 goals right away. Or you go to Chelsea where the pressure is gonna be difficult. You're gonna be going to a side that's struggling and is not nowhere near the top of the league. And you're gonna have lesser quality around you, and it's gonna put a lot more pressure on you to deliver. It's just I rate the player, but I think it's an easy choice. We've seen what happened with Michaela Mudryk.
yeah, I mean, for sure. But the other thing you have to deal with is there's no. I think the expectation on him will be not as big as people expect because of Jackson there. And they do also have the ability to. They have a lot of players. Let's be real. They have a lot of players. And if you're going to Chelsea now, you're going to a Chelsea that are going to be in the Europa League, Europa Conference League. It's not going to be as sort of like they're not expected to win the title this year. They're going to try and push for top four and hopefully make that. And I agree with Chris. I think there's more pressure because we're going
I
to be
think
in
there's more pressure to win the league, yeah, but I think
no, but there's going to
the
be a
fact
lot of pressure because how many years have we said that Arsenal need a 9? This is a major thing that's been happening for years with us.
like he's gonna get eased in because he's not gonna get thrown in the deep end right away. I think it's gonna be a situation where he slowly takes Havertz's spot as the 9. And it's like Havertz probably starts the first couple games and then he slowly comes.
No, I don't think so. Because the thing is, if it's any 9 that's coming in, isn't going to. I don't think we set up the same this year as we did last year. I don't think we had no Timber this last year. our midfield is going to look different this year. I think there's going to be a lot of changes happening this year. So the other thing is, how is it going to look? Is Havertz still going to be the 9, or is he going to be what we think should happen? Well, I think anyway, is he should be like a second striker, sort of like not as the highest man, but as someone who arrives in spaces and arrives to get goals. So that is
People
something.
are telling me to check Eduardo's.
What's Eduardo saying?
What is he saying? Let me check 1 second. What's his name? Edu
Hagen.
Yeah, I'm gonna check it right now. What is it? James Madison? Oh, Onana.
Mm-hmm.
The Onana thing. We'll come back to that in a second. Let's just go to some of these comments first. So the first one is Amadou Onana. We'll get to that. Somebody's talking about Isak and Guimarães. I don't think these are happening. If I'm not mistaken, let me just check quickly. AFC.
Guimarães has a 100 million release clause.
Yeah, Guimarães has a 100 million release clause, and if I'm not mistaken, they don't want to sell Isak. So
At all.
And Gunnar Blog spoke about this earlier. He said that Isak is admired by Arsenal, and Bruno Guimarães is not expected to go any further. So at this moment in time, that deal seems to be dead in the water. Just I know we both want. I think I like both of them, and I don't know about you, but I would take both of them at Arsenal.
I'm not a fan for 100 million for Bruno. It's just I can't do that.
What about 80?
It's kind of like a Mudryk situation. Like I'm not going. Like I was happy with 65, and like 80 was like maybe.
Like, yeah, chill.
But like I can't do anything above 80. It's just a complete no-go. Like 80, it depends on the payment terms and the wages and all sorts of things. But just paying 100 million for Bruno Guimarães just doesn't make much sense to me.
Yeah.
So
people saying I don't even know what that means. Oh, Michael Thomas, it's up for grabs now. Yeah. By the way, I hope Kevin Campbell gets well soon, man.
Yeah,
he's still in the ICU, I think. So I hope he gets well soon. Griezmann's available for 12 million. I don't think Griezmann fits in this team at this moment in time. What would he be? A backup for Odegaard?
He would be kinda. He'd be in that like sort of left center mid spot, that kind of arriving in the box kind of.
Would you take him?
No, I don't get how he I don't honestly for now I don't know. And I love Griezmann. I think that he is ready for a move to a Saudi or MLS or something like this. He's done. Like it's not because he's not a good player anymore. He's a great player. He's just not going to be moving across Europe now.
Yeah, Saudi's calling, man. Just get over to Saudi. You're gonna make some ridiculous life-changing money, and you can play football until you're 40. So it's like win-win for everybody over there. What was the next topic that we needed to discuss? There's somebody in the comments here. Big up everyone in the comment section. I see all you guys. Do me a favor, guys. Please do hit the likes on the video. How do we have over 169 of you guys? And I don't even know how many likes we have on the video, but I definitely bet you it's no more than 50. 1 second. I'm checking right now. Yeah, 42. Come on, guys. Get that likes up right now. It's absolutely free. Now, the next post I seen here, Emil Smith Rowe. I know you're a fan of Emil Smith Rowe, but we sat here ahead of the West Ham game where he didn't end up playing in that game. But Emil Smith Rowe to West Ham, to Fulham is heating up. My question to you is, how much is Emil Smith Rowe worth? And would you sell Emil Smith Rowe to Fulham this upcoming summer? Apparently, we heard reports yesterday. I can pull it up. The reports are that Emil Smith Rowe has been informed by Arsenal that the club will not stand in his way for a move this summer, but want more than 30 million for the player. Brentford, Brighton, Crystal Palace, Wolves, and now, of course, Fulham are also interested in the Arsenal midfielder. Sad, but
yeah, it is sad. I mean, but the thing is, it's time to stop being sentimental. I love Emil. I think Emil if it was up to me, Emil wouldn't go anywhere. But it's clear that he's just not, either it just doesn't work for him in midfield, or he's just not getting the minutes of that could be available to him. And honestly, it is time. And I think that price stated there is perfect. 30, if we can scam 35, maybe even 37, 38, something like that, perfect. But 30 mil, reinvest it. And yeah, I mean, it is sad because I think that there is a world where you could have Emil play in midfield or even on the wing, and he does very well, but it just hasn't come to fruition. And he's not played enough. He's had one start against Forest, I think, and for a player that should be knocking on the England door at this moment in time, it's just not good enough, and he needs to go. He needs to go and play football, like a lot
By
of
the
football.
way, a 17 million pound bid with 3 million add-ons is disrespectful.
No, that's not going to happen. And yeah, that's not happening.
That's disrespectful. Minimum 30, in my opinion. If I'm not mistaken, Ipswich was prepared to pay 30 themselves, so I don't see why anything less than 30 would happen for him at this moment in time. Now, somebody here was talking about Douglas Luiz. I think the Douglas Luiz ship has sailed, if I'm not mistaken. I haven't seen any news on Douglas Luiz as of late. It looks like the Douglas Luiz ship has sailed, so we're not going to really spend too much time on Douglas Luiz.
Let me just ask something, and this isn't a slight on anyone. Why would we get Douglas Luiz? Just why?
He had a good season last season.
No, but the thing is, did he have a good season individually, or was it he was placed in a situation where he had Kamara with him to clean up behind him? He had a situation where he had quick wingers on either end, so that they can plug balls into. Like, he was in a very good situation. McGinn as well, cleaning up with him. It's not just he had a good season, and this is why I need to stop people doing is people having good or bad seasons is not an indication on the quality of a player. If for example, we're going to talk about Onana. Onana hasn't played much for Everton this season. He's playing for Sean Dyche, who I love. He's one of my favorite, managers. But the point is when you have Sean Dyche as a manager, it's not someone where you can go, okay, this is going to be a possession-based, 60% possession style of football where you're going to dominate the ball and you're going to, play intricate passes here and there and really.
Someone's here saying Douglas Luiz is an upgrade on Jorginho. Is he?
No. I mean, yeah, in some cases, he's a bit more physical, but he attracts yellow cards like no man's business. He's too over enthusiastic with his through balls at times. And the only thing I can say is he strikes a very nice corner, and we like corners at Arsenal. So
let's go to the Eduardo Hegen post that everyone was talking about. So they're not talking about Man City getting suing the Premier League or anything like that. They're just saying that Arsenal, Manchester United, Fulham, Wolves, Brighton, Tottenham gave evidence supporting the Premier League. Interesting. That's another conversation for another day. I'm not going to talk about that today. I'm going to do a Man City show. We'll talk about it then. As for the Amadou Onana, I get cooked online when I speak about Onana. I feel like people have an opinion that because he plays for Everton, he's just shit, or that he's not of the level to play for Arsenal. But I think when you're in a team like Everton, you're quite limited with what you're asked to do. Where if you're playing in a team like Arsenal, you're going to see, when you're in a better team, you're going to see better quality around you and you're going to have better performances. So I wouldn't be surprised if he played really well in an Arsenal team. But yeah, talk to me. What do you think about Onana?
It's not just that. It's not just the Everton thing. I'm surprised that this has been it's been poorly received after the way he played against us on the final day. Like, you would have thought that there would have been some kind of bullet that went through some people's brains. Think, oh, wait a sec, this guy actually can play. He cooked our entire press and went and basically broke lines for fun. He was getting them out of situations time and again. He spun Partey on the floor multiple times. He spun Partey at Goodison as well. Like, he's a very, very good midfielder. And what we lack in this moment in time is the ability to receive from centre-backs and plug the ball centrally through the pitch, which what I mean is getting the ball from. So, for example, if Rice picks up the ball from the centre backs, can we get past the first line of press and get it into the middle of the pitch? So on the centre circle, something like this, so we can turn and face and progress the ball through the middle. We're going wide too often and we're going side to side too often. We're not going straight through people. And that's what Amadou Onana does. He does that for fun. He's very good at turning the first man. He's very good at spinning and driving with the ball. He can link up and build very well. He's someone that can actually do the things we need to do. And of course, you can see the size of the guy. He's not someone that's going to be, afraid in a tackle. He's got 70+% winning percentage aerially. He dominates in either box when it comes to
this is what Fabrizio had to say on Arsenal's interest. It's not nothing. It is not something really concrete at this point. They had some contact, yes, in terms of being informed of the player situation, but it is not in a proper negotiation to the club yet. I think Arsenal are several names in the list of midfielders. Onana is apparently appreciated by many clubs in England. So a lot of clubs in England are interested in Onana. Nothing concrete yet, still just like inquiring about his services.
When Fabrizio usually speaks, right? When he usually speaks, he's usually like, "Oh, Arsenal appreciate, or Man United appreciate this player, but he's one in a list," or like what is the club will be monitoring, yada yada. He's said in this, and I know it's just the throwaway comments. I'm not getting too jumped up excited. He said in this, there has been contact. If you say there's contact, that means that Arsenal have actually contacted either the players' camp or the club. In this situation, it says basically there's been some contact on the club from between the clubs to be informed on the player situation, which means that they're looking to see whether he's up for sale. If there's actually contact between clubs, it's fairly done down the line. It's not like it's something where it's like, oh, they're exploring the option or they're doing this, doing that. There's been some form of contact between the clubs. And
they're finding out how much
it would be. And I genuinely think Fabrizio is about a couple of steps behind when it comes to things. I think that
he usually is, but the thing is,
he's almost like
a feeler. It's almost like just telling us
but the thing
what might be happening.
But the thing is, you don't set out feelers for a club without negotiating with the player.
Look at this. Dylan, big up to you, friend of the show. He's basically saying he's not a fan of Onana. He thinks he's Europa League level. He's not the level to help us go on and push on to win the league.
I'm not here to argue with people. If you don't like Onana, that's on you. I personally think he's a very good player. If he's someone that you don't like, that's fair enough. There's been plenty of times when I've been wrong. There's plenty of times when other people have been wrong and I've been right. Doesn't matter. Look, if you don't like Onana, great. Have a wine online. I quite like Onana. I'm gonna.
What do you think about Eddie Nketiah potentially being sold for about Fulham? All these clubs are interested.
He needs to go.
How much would you sell him for? What's acceptable fee?
It's similar. I would say similar to what we saw Balogun for. I think
30 million.
30, 32, maybe 35.
Remember, people were complaining, why didn't we keep him? We sold our best striker. He didn't even get a game for Monaco.
No, the thing is, and I don't mean any disrespect to whoever I think Dylan was his name.
Dylan's my guy.
No disrespect, but I don't have a Twitter anymore. I don't really, because I don't find these engagements. Of
course, I would swap Saka for Vinny. Come on.
I don't find these engagements fruitful. I don't think that, because the thing is, if you told me, okay, Onana I don't like because he does this or that, or he doesn't do this, it's I want to compete for leagues, not Europa. That just means you haven't told me anything. I don't know. Fofana's a good guy. I think Fofana's great.
Yeah,
I think
we are linked to Fofana if I can find it.
Good. I don't mind Fofana at all. And there's maybe 3 midfielders that I would say.
Here, yeah. So Arsenal,
he's a very good player.
We are looking at Youssouf Fofana. This came from him, but it's not the most I wouldn't say it's the most reliable source.
Yeah. So Fofana, Onana, or Neves. So if you want a cheaper option, you go Fofana. The mid-tier option is Onana. The more expensive one is Neves.
He's the
Either
cheapest
one of
option.
those three.
Okay,
Yeah, he's the cheapest
so
option.
there's some even more expensive options, but Youssouf Fofana just seems like low risk. It's almost like the Basuma signing for
Is it
Tottenham.
though? Is it though? Because the thing is,
If we sign him and we find out he's garbage,
no, he's not garbage. He's not garbage at all.
No, but
right?
I mean,
he's
like,
very good. Like, if you want a Partey
maybe he doesn't
replacement,
suit your style. Like, look at Basuma. Basuma,
no.
we see how bad he is at Tottenham at times.
Look, Fofana would be a very good Partey replacement. He's very good at pumping the balls through the lines. He's very good in terms of covering ground and just being able to do things. I think that he'd be a very good signing.
But could he get used to what we need from him?
Yes,
quite quickly, because we cannot afford players that are going to take 6 months to a year to get used to the game.
No. I don't think that he's one of those players. No, he's not someone that's going to be. And remember, this is the French league. It's not the when it comes to midfielders from the French league, they are fairly equipped to deal with the physicality of the Prem. It's not like it's the Portuguese league where sometimes they struggle to keep up with the pace, or sometimes the German league where they struggle to adapt to the systems or the intensity of the challenges at times, or same with Spain. It's a fairly good crossover, France to England. But the point I was making is that all three of those signings are really good signings, right? I think.
Let me just show you one more. There's one more midfielder, and I think I've seen a bunch of them. Where is it? There's of course
Neves.
this one.
Neves, Joao Neves.
So it's both. There's Zubimendi, Joao Neves. Now Zubimendi is going to cost you around 50 to 60 million, and Joao Neves is going to cost you 120 million.
Yes, and the thing is, you can cross Zubimendi.
And then there's also Frenkie de Jong, but obviously Lucas Paqueta is off the list.
No, Zubimendi is done. That's never happening. He's staying in Spain. It's just not happening. Neves is a very, very concrete link. I think what's the Turk guy's name? What's his name? That guy has said that we're interested in him. Frenkie is going to be key under Flick. He's not leaving this year, and Paqueta obviously is going to be. We don't know what's going to happen with him. So,
Frankie's staying because of the new management.
Yes, for sure.
So Joao Neves is really the only name here that could potentially move.
Which is why I was saying.
Isn't it a risk paying 100 and something million like they did for
Enzo?
Enzo?
Any big signing this is nothing like Enzo. This is nothing like Enzo. Absolutely nothing like Enzo, because Enzo was brought in to be a 6. This guy's not a 6. I know it says primarily viewed as a holding. This guy's not a 6. He is. He's more common with. There's more commonality with Gundogan than it is with a 6.
This guy is a box-to-box goal scorer.
Box to box, not as much as a goal scorer. I think that will develop later in his game, but he's very good in terms of winning duels, pumping the ball through the lines, getting the recycling play, turning up and breaking up play.
But he didn't play much, did he? Oh wait, he did. Yeah, 33 games.
He played quite a bit, and I don't think it's lazy to kind of say, oh, it's. I've seen Enzo, I've seen Torreira, I've seen a lot of these things, and I'm just telling you guys, watch the guy, and then comment. I don't think it's hard.
I've never watched Joao
Neves, which I don't expect you to. Look. Even if you watch a comp, you'll see that this guy is not a 6. This guy is just not a 6. He's a box-to-box midfielder. He has a little bit of edge to his game. He's very good at wriggling in and out of challenges. He wins the ball back quite well. He's not Torreira. He's not Enzo Fernandez. Enzo Fernandez is a pass-first midfielder who is very good at switching play, very good at getting the ball through the lines, that kind of thing. That's not Joao Neves. And it should show that all the profiles we're looking for, Joao Neves, Amadou Onana, and Youssouf Fofana, guys.
120 million euro release clause. That's what they're looking.
Which is why I don't think we'll do it. I was talking about this guy for, I think, in November before I left.
Is it me or Benfica just put crazy price tags on all their players?
Yeah, of course. Why wouldn't they? They have one of the best academies out there.
What's going on with Zubimendi? Yeah, he's gonna end up at Real Madrid, right?
Probably Barca, not Real Madrid. I don't
Either
think
way,
Real Madrid,
he's
because
staying
Real
in.
Madrid have so many midfielders already.
Yeah, either way, he's staying in Spain.
He's staying in Spain.
Bakary Sagna said Arsenal should sign Varane as a backup centre
No.
back.
No. He also said that we should sign Rashford, which is interesting. I still wouldn't do it, but it's interesting. We're not signing Rafa Varane. We shouldn't sign Rafa Varane.
One second. So I'm actually intrigued by the Rashford shot. I don't know about you.
It's intriguing. It's not the way I'd go, but it is intriguing.
Raphaël Varane, I hear it. I'm not going to do that. I think Raphaël Varane is finished at the top level. He probably is going to go to Saudi himself. But Rashford, my blinkers go up the moment I hear Rashford. I think he would definitely bring an element of like game changer ability to this team. We kind of do need more of that.
For sure. But the thing is with Rashford is, one, it's just going to be like a lot of negotiation with Man United, and we're going to invest a lot of capital into it. Like, people are just going to go assuming that it'll be like the conversations I've had about Rashford are, I'd do it if it's 60, 70 million, and then the wage is about 300,000. And you're thinking, hang on a sec, in what world is that going to be the situation? It'll be,
yeah, his wages are crazy.
His wages are crazy. The fee would be crazy. Look, I like the player a lot, but if you want to talk about risk, you're talking about 120 million euros on Neves. This is just as big as a risk. You don't know how he's going to adapt.
Let me ask you about this guy.
He needs
you watch Spanish League, you watch Girona. Do you know a little bit about this guy?
I know a little, but I'm not going to pretend that because the thing is with Girona, I was mainly watching for Gutierrez, the left back that we were linked to for a while, and I don't know too much. I'm not going to lie to you. I think it's
I've looked into him. He's a right winger.
He's a right winger, yeah.
He's 26 years old. He's actually his national team is Ukraine, right? He's Ukrainian/Israeli, and what is the rest of it? I don't know what else there is. Main positions, right wing. He'd be a backup. I don't know how legitimate this source is either. If I'm not mistaken, this.
No. It's not a very good source.
Yeah, so it's like a
sport.
Mickey Mouse source. Yeah. Personally, I would be quite underwhelmed if we signed this guy. I don't know too much about him, and
there's going to be tons of these kinds of links.
Yeah, like, these are one of those ones where it's just like maybe the player's available and Girona wants to get rid of him, but no, for me, like just I would rather we go for a Xavi Simons or something like that, and I'm going to speak about him in a second.
Okay.
So you're out on this one too, right?
No, I don't know anything about the guy. So, like, the name rings a bell because of watching Girona, but like, I couldn't. He's not someone that stands out to me. You know, it's not someone like, oh, okay, that's the name. So
yeah, fair enough, bro. Obviously, you can't give an opinion on a player you're not too familiar with, so that's.
Oh no, you can. It's called football Twitter.
Nah, I hear that. Football Twitter, that's all they do. Yeah. Did you see this report? Julián Álvarez is up for sale, bro.
I feel like this is Chelsea, you know.
You think so?
This is Chelsea. I think it's Chelsea. I think that Joe Shields.
If Julián Álvarez goes to Chelsea, he would do decent.
I think it would do decent as well. I don't think it's a kind of. I don't know enough about Maresca to know if that's something he likes or he'd want because.
Did he even work with him?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, from what I know, the links for Chelsea have suggested a taller kind of striker.
Yeah, Sesko.
Before it was Osimhen, now it's Sesko. Like I don't know whether that would be something that plays onto his work. But then again, Chelsea have Joe Shields. And Joe Shields is quite influential there. They do tend to pick up some.
People are saying upgrade on Eddie Nketiah. Guys, if Arsenal ever signed Julián Álvarez, he'd be our starter. But I don't think we want his profile. We already have Jesus, right?
the thing is, I think with Alvarez, one, City are never going to sell to us. They're just
True.
not. Why would they? Especially, it's not like this is Jesus and Zinchenko, where it's like, we were going from a season where we missed out on top four. We are their main rivals. Why would they want to help us? Like it'd be like if he went to Liverpool 2 seasons ago. Like I could see Liverpool getting him now because they're not in as strong a position as with the new manager coming in, etc., etc. I could see maybe with Nunez struggling, maybe they could go for him, but they're not selling to us. It's just not happening. And if they did, the fee we'd have to pay is it's just not going to be worth it. It's going to be 80, 90 million. Like they're not going to sell out for under or the price they'd sell to everyone else. Why would they? They'd want to get as much as they could out of us. So it's just not worth it.
But if the question is, would you take Julián Álvarez? I think most people would say yes. But would he fit at Arsenal?
Yeah. But like it would be
People in the
interesting.
comments, let me know what you guys think.
Because the thing is, I think you'd have to play him with Kai. It couldn't be one or the other. You'd have to play him with Kai because.
So we're going to play two up top.
Yeah, I think. But the thing is, I think Kai would probably be like as I've alluded to at the beginning of the show, a second striker type role, and he'd be the more advanced one. It's not something that I would say that you would go, okay, Alvarez as your lone centre forward. I don't think that works, especially in this league. The centre backs are too big. You're just not doing it. So
you got a City fan here saying Julián is not for sale. They have.
Oh no, Julián is for sale. It's not that it's I think that's the main thing. I think it's quite clear that he is going to be surplus to requirements at City at some point because of, he is going to want to play regularly and they're not going to want to bench Haaland for him regularly.
Fair.
He's
you know what? I'm sorry to cut you off, bro. People, I need you guys to do me a favor. Hit that like button right now. How do we have over 187 of you guys and we don't even have 100 likes? Just take a second out of your time and like the video. I'm not trying to annoy you with that every 2 seconds, but it is very important and it helps out the channel massively. So yeah, please do like the video right now. Next, we're going to talk about somebody that I really, really want at Arsenal, and I'm quite interested in Arsenal potentially pulling off a loan deal for this player, but it doesn't seem like we are as interested. The club is as interested as I am as an Arsenal fan. Xavi Simons. We've seen him play at PSV. We've seen him play against Arsenal. Mikel Arteta seen how good he is. He is now available on loan from PSG. He's not going to stay at PSG. PSG are not going to get anybody to buy him cash this window because they want 70 million plus. But they are going to potentially put a loan deal available on the table for certain clubs. Bayern Munich are one of those clubs that are interested. Leipzig want to get him for another loan deal, and Barcelona want to get him back as they were the original club to buy him. Arsenal have been interested in him in the past, and I think we should be all over this potential loan deal. Imagine we don't have to spend the money. We would save ourselves the headache. We would have somebody who can play as a backup for Saka, can cover for Odegaard potentially, can play on the left also, can cover all over the pitch. And it would be a loan signing, and his potential is just unbelievable. I think this is the guy we should be going for, but I'm disappointed to hear that Bayern look like they're pushing for the deal. And if Bayern are looking like they're pushing for the deal, he could end up at Bayern Munich.
Look, for me, I think if you want this deal, I think this is a deal for 2025, personally. I think that there's a lot of midfield tinkering going on in terms of this summer. I think we're looking quite clearly, if you look at all the profiles we're looking at dribble-first midfielders who are good defensively and can work in both boxes. I think that's quite clear, correct? I don't think that's...
deep line midfielders, basically.
Yeah, a bit deep lying, but also effective in both boxes. So Onana's the perfect example. Can build quite well, very good in the air, can whatever. So That's the profile we're going for this year. I don't think that's going to be the profile that this deal would be attractive for. However, in 2025, when this deal happens for someone, not necessarily Arsenal, but any club, this deal is going to be one of an attacking nature. So if Fabio Vieira, for example, doesn't perform well, or there's something else happens, then you go for this deal. I don't think this is the deal for this summer. If you look at what the profile's saying for this summer, I think we're looking for someone that can operate a bit deeper, as well as maybe provide that 6-8 role, not more of a 8 to 10 role or that kind of thing. I think if you want an out-and-out attacker, go for an out-and-out attacker. So we'll see. But I think that's the deal for next year.
The guys available, and Bayern Munich are looking to get midfielders / wingers.
The thing is, as long as there's no buy option in the deal, then let Bayern have him for a year. We're not going to be able to use him that long.
PSG have no intention of selling him this summer. That's what they're saying.
So if there's no intention of selling him and there's no buy option put on, let them have him for it. Because I'm telling you, he's not going to be. This is not the year for Simons. We just don't have the ability just to fit him in. We're trying to build the midfield for the next 5-7 years this year. We've got Timber coming back, whether he'll be used as right back or left back. Will he invert? Will he be a bit more of a midfielder? Will we play 3 at the back, 4 at the back? This is a very crucial year in terms of how we build our midfield. We've focused so much on the defense. This is a midfield year for sure.
Yeah,
so.
Kieran Tierney's got to get sold. A bunch of these guys got to go. But you know, one thing that I've seen that was really interesting was this right here. Did you see this report about AC Milan are interested in Kiwior? AC Milan have made their priority potential signing of the summer Kiwior, and even Fabrizio Romano was tweeting about it, if I'm not mistaken, tweeting about Kiwior. Where is it? I seen it earlier today. I swear he tweeted about it somewhere here. Did you see it?
I think you just had it up, didn't you?
You know.
Anyway, it doesn't matter. Look, while you're looking for it, look, Kiwior, I would keep him. I think that there's definitely a spot for him to be that sort of ball-playing left centre back in our squad. I think we need to really review the left back position. I think that's very key going forward. We don't have like a left back that can be good defensively, defend the wide channel, as well as provide that overlap on the other side, like we have with Ben. We don't have that. Everyone inverts, everyone comes inside. So I think having that option to have someone overlap and really occupy the wide channel is something we don't have. So that is something I think we need to do. If Kiwior doesn't feel happy at the amount of minutes he'd get at left centre back, because the amount you do play Gabriel, look, if we can get our profit for him, then, and he doesn't want to stay, there's always someone else that will be willing to take his place. And I just think that is a signing that I personally wouldn't like to happen. So seeing him being sold, but if it happens, it happens.
It's very simple for me. Kiwior does not get sold unless we get a record sale price. In my opinion, we just bought the guy. He's starting to play well. He's starting to be part of the team. He's starting to be part of the nucleus that we have. And if you were to ask me to keep or sell Kiwior, people in the chat, let me know. Would you keep or sell Kiwior? Because in my opinion, I'm keeping unless I'm getting a ridiculous fee. And for me, a ridiculous fee would be upwards of 40 million. That's me.
No, I completely agree. I think that we have to start demanding more from our sales. I think that's something we have to do as Arsenal fans. I think our record signing is
people are saying he's shit. What? Come on, bro. Seriously?
Kiwior is shit? Okay.
So, I think people rate players differently.
No, I know. I just think people are too hyperbolic. So
too hot or cold. Shit. Either they're shit or they're the best.
Exactly. There's no it has to be. And the thing is, Milan don't have cash.
No, but look at this. So AC Milan have made Kiwior their number one potential summer signing. Fulham have made Smith Rowe their number one potential summer signing. Newcastle have made Aaron Ramsdale one of their number one targets. Who Who else is there? I'm just trying to think. Bayern have made Zinchenko one of their number one targets.
No, they haven't. They said it was unlikely. That report that came out today. That any
But from
signing
who?
from Pletigol, I think. Search Zinchenko.
This is the last thing I see here. I'll search it in a second. I don't want to search it on camera. I'll search it off camera.
No, I'll find it. Don't worry.
You know how some random shit pops up every time.
No.
Zinchenko. Okay, yeah. So 5 hours ago, sources close to Zinchenko confirmed that a move from
Pletigol.
Arsenal to Bayern Munich is unlikely this summer. Damn.
Yeah.
Damn, that's not good. I was really starting to look forward to the potential of selling Emil Smith Rowe. Emil Smith Rowe and all these guys, including Zinchenko. But if it's unlikely, that's not good. What happened to Vincent Kompany wanting his former teammate?
Well, things change. Like, I think that they want to re-sign Davies, don't they, to another contract?
They're not going to get him. Real Madrid are going to sign him.
You don't know that, man. Look, there's new management comes in. They'll have talks with players, and if Davies wants to go to Real Madrid, he'll go to Real Madrid. But they'll have to agree a fee, and Real Madrid are not paying 50 million euros for some reason. I don't get it. It's a steal, but they're not just not willing to pay it. So it's a case of, if they're not willing to pay that and Bayern not willing to let him go, it's either extend with Bayern or find a different suitor. So
I just don't think they want to spend that kind of money on a left back. They've relatively always had like budget left backs.
I'm sorry, but they have so little holes. They have very little holes in this squad. One of them is right back for me. They have Carvajal there, and they need a new right back. I still think they should get Trent, but left back is another one where Mendy is good, but he's not like, like really, really good.
Yeah, they don't even play him when they need to. Sometimes they play.
Yeah, they play Camavinga left back sometimes. So
yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they just unearth somebody out of nowhere for like for a ridiculous cheap fee. You never know. Real Madrid can get anybody they want for anything.
At least to Chelsea, apparently.
At least to Chelsea's done.
No, according to Goldberg, it's obviously not the main sources, but like when he finds stuff out, it usually is fairly decent. So
at least to Chelsea over Manchester United is funny because now Chelsea have beaten another person to a potential signing. There it is. Chelsea have beaten another person to another signing. Yo, what the hell is this? The Premier League have sent a brief document about VAR improvement plans. Annual meeting on Thursday. Premier League clubs are incorrect refereeing decisions made per season. They're voting to scrap VAR,
Yeah, I know. It won't go through.
Why won't it go through?
Because it needs 14 out of 20 signatures, and there's not 14 clubs that don't want to keep VAR.
Yeah, it's pretty much just Wolves and like maybe Liverpool.
I don't know, but there's not really 14 clubs. I know we are voting to keep it.
What the hell? Premier League, Aston Villa, profit and sustainability for 3 years. Yeah. These clubs are all struggling with the profit and sustainability thing.
Yeah, I mean, low-key, I know you don't want to go into it, but low-key Villa are on the same sort of level as the Newcastles of the world with this profit and sustainability stuff. Very, very open to try to renegotiate the terms, etc., etc. So they're one to watch out for. Them and Newcastle with obviously with City. So it's interesting. We apparently have submitted evidence for to help the Premier League with these things. So I mean, I know you don't want to get into it, but it's just interesting to see how this is going to go. We'll start Monday, and then
I'm definitely going to have to speak to the City guys on Saturday about this. PSG look like they're going to sign Julián Álvarez. They're the most serious suitors right now. That makes sense. Mbappe's just left. They need somebody, some star power. He has it. And then finally, I think that's pretty much everything covered. We just need to speak about the goalkeeper situation. Who's this goalkeeper? Have you ever heard of him? The goalkeeper
Which
that we're linked to.
Which goalkeeper? Bijlow? Is that the one
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've heard he's decent. He's got a lot of injury problems apparently.
Is he?
Yeah.
I need to look into this 1 second. So this is who he is. They're saying he's Dutch, if I'm not mistaken, right? Or is he Turkish? Let me
I'll
see
just
his
share my
injury record.
screen for a sec.
How does goalkeepers with bad injury records? Never heard of it. Holy shit! This is bad.
Yeah, I told you.
Look at
Wrist
this.
fractures, foot surgery, knee injuries.
The hell! Look at this. Never seen a goalkeeper with that many injuries in 1 year. What is that? 2 there. He had 1, 2, 3,
But remember
4, 5.
the first 3 in this thing is a total of what?
Bro, he had like 6 injuries in 1 year as a goalkeeper. Knee, toe. Why are we looking to sign him if he has such a bad
He's a
injury record?
backup.
Bro, I don't care. You need a backup that can actually play. Imagine if Ray gets injured and then this guy gets injured and we're stuck with friggin' an academy player who's never played football before.
Look, we played Ramsdale 5 times this season.
I understand that.
The only thing this backup goalkeeper needs to be is cheap. Genuinely, it doesn't matter.
Or homegrown.
Or homegrown. Yeah, that would be a bonus for sure.
Bro, why don't we just get Ben Foster out of retirement? Like we don't need to. Why do we need just go get a homegrown talent? You know what I mean?
We could get a homegrown talent, but like 40.
Because do you want your backup goalkeeper position to be somebody who's foreign? Takes up a foreign spot.
I mean, how old is this guy?
He is
26.
26. He could get better.
I mean, honestly, out of all the signings, this is the one I care about the least. Like, he just has to be there, and like he'll play cups. Good for him. Like, genuinely, I think that like I don't think we cared too much about Matt Turner either, did we? Like, it just is what it is.
You know what? People did really lose their shit that Matt Turner couldn't even play the cup games properly without getting into an issue.
Look, I think the only thing I will say is this season, I feel like we do need to take the cups a bit more seriously. Obviously, it's unlucky that we got drawn to both City and Liverpool with back-to-back years in the third round. I mean, that's just unfortunate. But we do need to kind of take it a little bit more seriously. We should be able to beat those guys now with this squad.
And finally, just to go full circle, Osimhen, we're priced out of a move. We're not going to go get him.
I don't think so. I don't think that we're priced out of a move. I don't think so. I genuinely don't think so.
130 million euros, bro.
103 million pounds.
Still.
Look, I'm not saying it's going to happen. I don't know if it's going to happen. But for me, if it depends on the rest of the window. We are not in a position where we can't spend this year. Our wage bill is extremely healthy. We've got Champions League revenue. We spent over 200 million last year. There's no reason we can't do another 100 million pounds. There's literally no reason. Will it happen? I don't know. Look, it could happen. It might not happen.
What we need? We need the people in the chat to get us to at least 100 likes. Please do like the video. It's absolutely
do that. That would help.
That would help.
I don't know about Osimhen. Personally, he has been someone that I've watched since 2021 when I first started tweeting about football. I think that he is someone that can definitely do a very good job for us. I just think that there's going to be issues in terms of obviously the face injuries and these kinds of things, but also will he be able to accept that he's not going to be paid like 450k a week, whatever stupid money Chelsea were on. I don't think the fee is a problem. Honestly, I don't think the fee is a problem, especially if he comes, then you're selling Jesus. You're not keeping Jesus. It's just not happening because Jesus wanted to be the 9. He doesn't want to stay and do another thing, especially with the surgery, and he thinks he's going to come back, etc., etc. At least with Sesko, you can say, look, this guy's going to be still brewing for a year or two, and you'll have an extra year. I don't think it's a
103
steal.
million for Osimhen is a steal.
I don't think it's a steal. I think it's I think it's a little overpriced. I'm not gonna lie to you, but I don't think it's like out of the world crazy money.
I think
Not in
we
this
drop
market.
100 million. We probably drop it in the midfield.
I don't think so. I don't. The market for midfield this year is going to drop 100 million. I think next year with the amount of midfield, look, you're going to have guys like Musiala on the market next year. You're going to have guys like Joao Neves probably won't move this year. He'll still be available, I think. There's going to be a lot of different players that are around that are going to be available next year, and especially with the talent this year, there's no reason to think that you're going to be having a midfield when the forward market is Sesko, Gyökeres, Osimhen. Like the market this year for forwards, especially the marquee level, is there.
It's good. Yeah.
It's there. So I think, especially with the situation we're in, where we're playing Havertz as a 9, like he's a very decent 9, but he's not a 9. He's a second striker. I said this when we signed him. I'm saying it now. He's not a midfielder. He's not a centre forward. He's a second striker. That's what he was at Leverkusen. That's what he was at Chelsea for times when he played well with Werner, and that's what he should be when we have him. He's done well at centre forward, but he's not a centre forward. He's better at arriving into areas than leading the line and trying to push the line forward. He's better at finding space and arriving into space rather than pushing and creating space. He's not a space creator. He's a space occupier. So you have to have someone that will take the gravity. So someone like Osimhen will grab 2 men and create space that Kai can, use, or an Erdegaard could use. So that's his role, not as the main centre forward. And
Yeah,
people keep saying that he's a 9. I keep pushing back on it, and you can have your opinions. That's fine. I have my opinions. So we'll see what happens.
You don't think Osimhen's a 9?
No, I don't think Kai's a 9.
Oh, I was gonna say I lost you for a second.
Yeah, I think Kai is someone that arrives into space, whereas Osimhen is someone that creates space for someone to arrive into.
What about Osimhen? Is he good with both feet? Because Sesko, that's his main strength.
Osimhen is very good with either foot. You can see the goal he scored.
But I haven't seen him score too many goals with his weak foot.
Which is but he has scored them and he can score them. I think a lot has been happened this season that has really taken the shine off him. The TikTok stuff, then his poor AFCON. He's had a very bad season, but I think if you've gone through what he went through this season, 3 different managers, the TikTok stuff, it feels very much like he's been scapegoated for a lot of things that were out of his control. A crap team, and with different managers coming in and out, and you're expecting him to put up 25 goals, it just doesn't work like that. So
people are saying, I think Arsenal have a plan for Obi Martin. Obi Martin is definitely going to be part of the team, but I don't know if he makes it to the first team anytime
no,
soon.
he doesn't make it this year. And this is the other thing with Sesko. Sesko is 20, right?
Yeah.
And Cheeto is 17 this year. So if you're looking to, I'm not saying base your market on Cheeto, because that's stupid. You can't base your market on what a 16, 17-year-old does. But if you want to re-sign a Cheeto, if you bring in a Sesko, you're saying, look, the pathway here is not going to be open for at least 4 or 5 years, because this guy's he's getting into his prime years of 24, 25.
He's 21 now.
He's 21 now. I think he's 20 now, or 21, whatever it is.
No, Sesko. He's 20.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Sesko, I think he's 20, whatever it is. But
his birthday was last week.
Oh, okay, that's what it was. Okay, so if you're saying to him, look, Osimhen is in his prime right now, and by the time he's 29, 28, 29, 30, you are starting to enter your prime years. It's a different situation because then you're having a good takeover plan rather than just saying to him, look, you are going to be the one that we're going to be loaning out. So
we got a question here. New deal for Mikel Arteta. Would you take 1 Premier League and Champions League, or 2 FA Cups, 2 Carabao Cups
what a question.
in the
What?
next 5 years? What are we talking about?
No. Okay, this is no. I'm not answering that. It doesn't make sense in the first place, and secondly, it's obvious what we would take. Obviously, you take the Prem and the Champions League over the 2 FA Cups and Carabao Cups.
In what world are 2 domestic cups more important than the Premier
I'm
League?
not trying to be rude, but like I don't understand. Can you explain what you mean?
Rephrase it. Maybe that's not right. But yeah, I'm not gonna lie, Curran. It is midnight. I gotta go to sleep. I got work in the morning. Everyone's having a good one. Thank you for watching, guys. We're out of here, people. Catch you guys on the next show. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed this show, and we are out of here, people. Please do hit the like button on the way out. Peace.